Hello, my name is David Malin, and I'm the instructor for Computer Science E1, Understanding Computers and the Internet at Harvard University's Extension School. You're watching one of our videos of the week. For more such videos or information about this course, visit us on the web at computerscience1.org. Enjoy the show.
Hello, my name is Ray Diaz. I'm one of the TAs for Computer Science E1. Welcome to our video of the week. I'd like to talk to you a little bit about website design. Before we talk about it too much, let's define it. Website design is a term that refers to the look and feel of a website. It's part and parcel of website development. Put another way, website design is all about how to use various web technologies like CSS, XHTML, HTML, JavaScript, so on and so forth, to make a site look the way you want it to. We've come up with a few rules of thumb that you can follow for good design. Some points to think about: when you're making a page, where do you want things to appear? Do you want navigation across the top, maybe down the side? Where's your content pool? Is the window resizable? Do you want it to be resizable, or really not so much, so that things display just so? How heavy will the graphics be? How heavy will the flash animation be? Layout of information is key, and you want to be aware, at least be aware, if not absolutely control, where the browser's eye is going to travel. It's worth it, especially for beginners, to engage in a pencil and paper exercise. Take a blank sheet of paper and literally draw out how you want the page to look. And before you start coding anything, if you decide, well, the way this looks, I think it's going to go off the page, or most people's screen resolution won't be appropriate for this, better to figure that out when you've still got pencil and paper than after you've been coding for a few hours and literally programmed yourself into a corner. Another issue to consider is color schemes. We have a couple of examples here of color combination sites to help you get started at graphicdesign.about.com/about_graphic_design.htm. There's a bunch of content and links to more content to get you started. Also at www.colorcombos.com, they present a list of color combinations that work well together, so that you don't accidentally come up with something that, say, is completely unreadable by a colorblind person. We also have some caveats about what makes for a not so good web design. As much as you might want to put all the photographs you've ever collected into one page, probably making a page a little too busy is not an example of what you would want to do. If you overload a page with a lot of Photoshop effects, for example, it can get really messy really quickly. Try to avoid using nested tables for layout. It's difficult to maintain over time, and while it may get you initially up front the exact dimensions you want to the pixel, using cascading style sheets, especially going forward, is a much simpler way of maintaining your pages and their layout. A web page with a list of things you might want to consider avoiding in terms of website design is www.useit.com/alertbox/9605.html. Another reference site for things that you probably want to avoid is www.webpagesthatsuck.com. Although really the site is meant a little bit tongue-in-cheek, and sometimes, at least in my opinion, can ramble a little pedantically, they make some really excellent points about what you should and shouldn't do, and they talk about why, with concrete examples of really ugly sites on the web. In general, if it looks bad on paper, it'll probably look bad when it's displayed on somebody's monitor. No matter what your level of website design experience is, here are some good references that you can use. At www.w3schools.com, you can find XHTML, CSS, JavaScript, and DOM, or Document Object Model, references for your code. At validator.w3.org, you can check your pages for validation. We talked a lot about that in previous videos of the week, why validation is important and how it helps your users. You might also want to bookmark a web-safe color palette, such as the one available at www.visibone.com/colorlab. Visibone is spelled V-I-S-I-B-O-N-E. And what you can do with that is click on a particular color to get its hex code, and then click on another color, and it will also provide that hex code, but it will show them side by side so that you can compare colors and see what color combos work well together and what maybe you want to avoid. Well, that's our video of the week. Thank you for watching. I'm trying to remember how Eugenia did it. This is her part. With a higher voice. A list of things you might want to consider. Sorry.